All right. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Welcome to Cool to Calm, planet Earth's favorite way to start the day. Super happy you can be with us. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for being here via Zoom to our community, our Cool to Calm community who can chat with me live. Thanks for being here. Thanks to everyone on YouTube. Thanks for liking and subscribing over there. And thanks to everyone who is going to watch this via the replay. I'm super happy and excited that you're here. Just give it a few seconds, wait till everyone hops on. Good morning, everybody. Good morning, planet Earth. Welcome to planet Earth's favorite way to start the day. Good morning. Good morning. So, a lot of ground to cover as always, a lot going on, and I think we'll just dive right into it. Close your eyes and open your palms. And just take some long, deep cleansing breaths. Just allowing yourselves to become aware of each inhalation and exhalation. And seated where you are or laying down, just allowing yourself to relax as best as possible. It's time to liberate you all of everything that constitutes suffering or struggle. I believe that you deserve to be peaceful. You deserve to be vibrant and vital. You deserve to be abundant. You deserve to be loved. So just becoming aware of your every inhalation and exhalation. And if you're on Zoom with me, of course, just leave me a 1 or a yes in the chat when you begin to feel a shift in your state of being. And if you're on YouTube, let me know when you begin to feel a shift in your state of being. I've discovered that the more we come into the complete acceptance of our humanity, the more we begin to access an infinite light, love, and presence within us. So allowing your acceptance of yourself in this moment to be as complete as it possibly can. Allowing your acceptance of your humanity, the way you are, the way you think, the way you feel, your individuality, your uniqueness, to be as complete as it possibly can, trusting in your journey and trusting in the outcomes and also the outlook of your life. Coming into such a profound acceptance of your humanity that it's almost like this whole being human thing becomes a non-event because you're just in the complete acceptance of yourself. And you have a profound trust that everything's going to work out, that the blessings are on their way, that the love is on their way, that the light is on its way, that the provision is on its way, that the answers are on their way, that the guidance is on its way. And especially allowing this acceptance of your humanity to be so complete that you're no longer distracted by it. And that there is no longer any need to change it. Allowing yourself to love yourself that much. As always, if you're live on Zoom with me, let me know how you're feeling in the chat. All of my YouTubers, you can type in the comment section over there what's going on for you. But just coming into the complete and total acceptance of the human being that you are. So now, just allow yourself to rest in the awareness of your breath. And just noticing how when you do the opposite, of what you've been taught to do, which is control everything, it's almost like you begin to access an infinite harmony, an infinite flow. Everything just kind of works out. Almost as though it's all happening all by itself. So again, just resting in the awareness of your breath and just allowing your acceptance of yourself to be complete. And I mean complete. Your preoccupation with your emotions or mind or thoughts or beliefs or programming, conditioning, body, mental state, etc., 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 has only served to distract you from your natural state of being. So especially bringing this acceptance to every part of yourself that you've been using as a distraction. Or that has been distracting you. Meaning that you've been told you have to do something about these things. Especially bringing your acceptance to those parts of you. And again, if you're with me live on Zoom, let me know how you're feeling. Beginning to get in touch with what happens internally when you finally just totally accept who you are and you begin to trust in yourself and life, God, whatever you call higher power. And just allowing that acceptance to especially be expressed with everything that you've been trying to control, everything that you've been trying to manage. Wonderful. What you'll notice eventually is that the more you come into this acceptance, the more everything begins to flow. It's almost as though life in its totality is just moving through your awareness. The constant is the fact that you're aware. And life is just an ever-changing, ever-flowing experience. That we can just embrace. And I just want you to know that eventually, given everything that's happening all over the world, you are going to have to surrender. So you may as well do it now. I wholeheartedly accept myself. And I trust in the highest outcomes, the perfect outcomes for me in my life. Okay. So now, it's time to alleviate your suffering. Just breathe and relax. And again, just let me know if you're on Zoom with me when you begin to feel a shift in your state of being. An expansion of love. An expansion of peace. An expansion of the light. An expansion of your vibrancy and vitality. And you may even begin to experience parts of your body, aspects of your life, returning to harmony and balance. A harmony and balance that was ever elusive while you were doing what you were taught to do, which was trying to exert some level of control over your life. Instead, just allowing it to happen, watching it happen, experiencing it happening. and just simply trusting in the highest outcomes. I wholeheartedly accept the human being that I am. And I trust in the highest outcomes for my life. For those that I love, for the planet. Wonderful. How are you doing in Zoom? How are my cold calmers? And how are you feeling on YouTube? Wonderful. Let me know when you begin to feel a sense of expansion, spaciousness, possibility, presence. Neutrality is a good word. Equanimity is a good word. But it's almost like whatever's happening is a part of being a human being. Seemingly just doesn't matter anymore. It's going to be okay. That actually your profound acceptance of yourself pivots your experience of yourself away from identification and attachment into almost a state of awareness, acceptance, and allowing. And just noticing for yourself what happens when you finally stop allowing yourselves to be distracted by your emotions, by your feelings, by your thoughts, by what's happening in your body, by what's happening in your life. And then what really seals the deal, it's my favorite part, is when we move as a result of this acceptance into a place of complete trust. A complete trust that you've always had, by the way. On some level, no matter how wild your life has gotten, you've always had this knowing that everything was going to be okay. Some part of you has always known that in some unprecedented, indescribable manner, that life is just going to work out for you. You have no clue how it's going to work out. There's no logical reason or evidence as to why it's going to work out, but some part of you has always innately known that it will, because it always has. So in this place of acceptance and in this place of trust, everything becomes possible. In this place of acceptance and in this place of trust, everything becomes possible. every single thing. So just allowing everything to become possible again for you. I wholeheartedly accept being a human being. And I totally trust in the outcomes. I totally trust in the perfect unfolding of my life. I wholeheartedly accept being a human being. And I totally trust in the perfect unfolding of my life. Let me know how you're doing. Called Karmas on Zoom. And let me know how you're doing on YouTube. If you're new to us, welcome to Planet Earth's favourite way to start the day. I've noticed, for myself, that contrary to popular belief, being a human being is not a point of disqualification. It's not something that I have to overcome. It's not something that I have to obsess over. It's also not a limitation. Every great thing that's happened to me while I was under the influence of being a human. So clearly, being a human being is just, this whole human thing is just experiencing a bit of a PR disaster. Especially among spiritual circles. Seemingly, as far as the rest of the world is concerned, it's the worst possible thing that you could ever be. But that's only as long as you're distracted by it. But the very second you realize that you're here for however long you're here for, and that actually being a human being, having the feelings and the thoughts and the mind and the body and the physical experience that you have, has actually not gotten in the way of anything great. It really hasn't gotten in the way of the promotion, of the love, of the vitality, of the vibrancy. It hasn't gotten in the way of the abundance. Actually, being a human being hasn't actually gotten in the way of anything. Everything that was supposed to happen for you has happened anyway. How many of you can see that? It's amazing, really. So there is no issue around being a human being, other than the fact that in spiritual circles, or personal development circles, being human has a PR problem. We should buy some billboards, a Super Bowl commercial, run some Google ads, advocate on behalf of how wonderful it is to be able to be alive, to be able to have this experience, to recognize that actually being a human being is what makes all of this possible. And so just coming into the profound acceptance of it, we're just no longer going to be distracted by it. It just is what it is. I am who I am. And I cannot miss what's meant for me. I am who I am. And I cannot miss what's meant for me. Just take some deep breaths. So accessing the freedom that you begin to uncover within yourselves when you finally accept what you are. A fully fledged human being. And you begin to realize that there's nothing that needs to happen with any of that. There's nothing that needs to be done about any of that. You don't have to give it any energy. You don't have to control it. You don't have to give it any attention. Dare I say it, actually, you're going to feel peaceful about it. One day, maybe like me, in a galaxy far, far away in a not too distant future, you may even be grateful for it. Grateful for what being you has brought into your life. The experiences that being yourself has allowed you to have. So today, I would like to issue a global plea to humanity. We must no longer be distracted by our humanity. Cultivate the ability to come into the complete and profound acceptance of yourself the way that you are. So much so that the next time somebody tries to point out that your emotions, your state of mind, that any part of you is wrong or a problem, you just smile. Because when you look back through the course of your life, you can begin to see that nothing has ever been denied to you because you're you. That you haven't messed anything up because you have feelings. That you haven't in some way taken a detour because you think thoughts. Actually, all we have to do from now on is meet ignorance in all forms with a smile. Because anyone who thinks that you need to be different in order to live your life is just ignorant of their true nature, their purpose on being here, their purpose on this planet, and how this whole thing called being human works. And so if you don't mind, called Karmas, planet Earth's favourite way to start the day. We're just going to meet ourselves with acceptance. We're going to respond to ourselves, to what we're becoming aware of, with acceptance. And we're going to do that because every time we do, we start to access this other part of us that's love. We start to access this other part of us that's just possibility and potential. And then we begin to realize that, wow, this human thing has not excluded me from any possibility or any potential. In fact, it is what has allowed me to experience all of these possibilities and potentials. So today, it's time for every single person on this planet to come into the profound and total acceptance of themselves. No more working on it, no more fixing it, no more healing it, no more changing it, no more understanding it. Instead, just meeting it with a profound sense of acceptance. A profound sense of acceptance. And trusting that everything that's supposed to happen in your life, while you are living under the influence of being a human being, will in fact, as if by magic, happen in your life. The age and the era of working on yourself is over. Fixing yourself is over. Healing yourself is over. The age and the era of understanding yourself is over. Now, you're just going to accept it, embrace it, and trust. And no longer be distracted. How many of you can feel a freedom in this? Can begin to feel a sense of freedom? It's almost like the acceptance of being who you are and the way you are is actually the entry point into freedom, into peace. It's maybe even a way that you can live in possibility. And so, give it a test drive today. What you become aware of, if you become aware of an emotion, instead of reacting to it and needing to do something with it, just accept it. When you become aware of a feeling, instead of needing to do something about it, just accept it. Cultivate an inclusive and loving relationship with yourself. And you'll never have a care or a concern ever again. In fact, you'll never suffer ever again. Thanks for being here with me this morning. Laurel. Let's do it, everyone. Close your eyes and empty palms and take some breaths. Now you know why Cool to Calm is Planet Earth's favourite way to start the day. Because what other way is there? Other than the way that's happening. Good morning, sweet friends, and welcome to another Cool to Calm meditation. I've discovered that being human isn't awful. It's not horrible. It's not horrendous. It's not something that I have to apologize for. It's not a mistake. And that it actually hasn't gotten in the way of everything that was supposed to happen on behalf of me in my life. So it's actually not a limitation. It's not something that I have to spend my time obsessing over, fixing, healing, changing, or improving. Actually, being myself is what's gotten me to everywhere where I'm supposed to be. It's also lovingly moved me away from everywhere where I'm not supposed to be. So all in all, winning. Being myself, as it relates to my life, I'm not saying that it would be perfect for anyone else, but as it relates to my life, winning. My humanity is spot on. It's 100% the way I have to be for everything that I have to go through. So while the rest of the world is entertaining this PR crisis that we're currently experiencing, PR crisis meaning that being human is the worst thing that ever happened, having feelings is just horrible, thinking thoughts is just it's a slippery slope, all of these parts of you that you're experiencing, well, you'd just be so much better off without them. That kind of PR crisis. I've discovered, actually, that there's huge amounts of grace in all of these things. Because being a human being has not gotten in the way of anything for me. My mind has not gotten in the way of anything. My emotions and feelings have not gotten in the way of anything. My physicality has not gotten in the way of anything. Actually, there is no limitation. And there is no limitation because I am exactly the way I have to be in order to live my life. So it is through the acceptance of your humanity that you begin to make this being human thing a non-event. You overcome the PR crisis by being the very thing that you are and allowing your life to play out in the way that it's supposed to anyway. Just saves so much time. Time that you could be spending, oh, I don't know, staring at trees, or chipmunks, or woodchucks, or squirrels, or clouds, or any other form of activity other than incessantly working on yourself like you're the worst thing that ever happened. Like the universe would just be better without you, which is just such an ignorant place to live from. None of us would be better off without you, you beautiful human being. None of us would be better off without you. Nothing in creation would be better off without you. Close your eyes, open your palms, and just take some long, deep cleansing breaths. And just allowing yourself to sit as comfortably as you can. There's no wrong or right posture. Laying down, there's no wrong or right way to lay down, because being human is not a limitation. Just allowing yourself to become aware of your every inhalation and exhalation. Noticing that resting in the awareness of your breath transforms your life into a living meditation. This morning, allowing yourself to access this place of love within you that you've been told that being the way you are excludes you from. Just continuing to rest in the awareness of your breath and allowing yourself to feel this warm and fuzzy, electrified sensation in your heart that allegedly being the way you are would never allow you to access. Acknowledging the presence of love within you. Wow. Also, acknowledging the presence of the body's ability to heal itself. That no matter what you're going through on a physical level, you'll be guided and supported. You'll meet the people that you're supposed to meet. The information will come to you. Everything that has to happen will happen. And just noticing that your emotions, well, they're not getting in the way of that. Also noticing that you have had and will always have access to provision and everything that you need. And also being at peace with the fact that if you don't have it right now, you're just not supposed to, because you don't need it in this moment. realizing that life, creation and nature, the universe, has always taken care of you. And noticing that having a past, having a story, has actually not gotten in the way of that abundance and that provision at all. So today, we're just going to accept everything that everybody has brainwashed you into believing is a limitation about you. We're just going to profoundly accept the human beings that we are. The emotions, the feelings, the thoughts, the beliefs, the past, the story, the way we look, the way we live, the way we are. And acknowledging what every great being before you discovered. That you can never get in the way of what's meant for you. And that actually, being a human being is what makes everything possible. So accepting your emotions, accepting your feelings, accepting your mind, your body, accepting everything that you're becoming aware of about you. Dare I say it, finding a place of appreciation for all of these things within yourself. Today, I commit to wholeheartedly accepting the human being that I am. Being a human being, thinking thoughts, having feelings and emotions, going through things in my body, having a past, having a story. Well, all of these things aren't limitations. Actually, it is being a human being that allows me to experience everything. Just imagining for a moment that your humanity is like your favorite toy. It was your favorite thing to play with and tinker with. But we're done playing with it now. We're just going to put it up on a shelf and leave it there. Because we can't improve on it. It's already perfect. It's already perfect for you. That everything related to being a human being, this beautiful person that you are, has been meticulously and detailed, thought through, created, so that you may live your life. Today, I am done perpetuating the ignorance of other people. And instead, I'm going to finally allow myself to be the very thing that I am and to make peace with myself the way that I am. I'm going to accept who I am with all of my heart. And in doing so realize that being myself has never gotten in the way of anything. That being an individual, being unique, has never gotten in the way of everything that was meant for me. And from now on, anyone who tells you that your thoughts are limiting you, your feelings are limiting you, your mind is limiting you, your story is limiting you, well, from now on, they just deserve to be met with a smile. Because we're just going to no longer perpetuate their ignorance. Just because they don't know who they are. And just because they can't accept and love themselves. Well, that doesn't mean that you have to let it get in the way of you having a good time. Take some breaths. And gently and slowly, just bring your awareness back to your body and the room that you're in. When you're back, just let me know how you feel. You've spent an entire lifetime, doing what you've been taught to do, which is trying to control yourself, trying to get rid of parts of yourself, trying to change aspects of yourself, none of which have worked. All because people who are ignorant of their true state, their natural state, told you that it was necessary. Well, their ignorance no longer has to become yours. Moisturized, unfazed, unbothered, relaxed. And not just any moisturizer. A really good shea butter moisturizer that just smells wonderful. Super moisturized. Chapsticked. Unfazed. Unbothered. Relaxed. Taking a breath. Today, I wholeheartedly accept myself, and I fully trust in the perfect unfolding of my life. I can never miss what's meant for me. Being human has never gotten in the way of what was meant for me. It's not a limitation. It's actually the thing that makes everything possible. Yay! How you doing, you beautiful humans? Well, today's Wednesday. Let's see. We have a group alignment session today. What is that? Group alignment sessions are an opportunity for you to be liberated of everything that no longer serves you, an opportunity to come into the profound acceptance of yourself, the profound embrace of all that you are, and to cultivate a sense of profound love for you, to know that you are not devoid of possibility and potential because you are the way you are, but instead to recognize that being the way you are actually makes everything possible. If that sounds like a wonderful way to spend 60 minutes of your life, I'll see you there. Also, just a reminder that we're beginning to open up the potential and the opportunity for people to register for Impact once more. Impact came into being because people like you from all over the world had a sincere yearning to live this truth. They were tired of being told by gurus and teachers and priests and ministers and people of external authority in one form or another that they were broken, that there was something wrong with them, that they had to be healed, that they had to be fixed. They were just tired of living on this hamster wheel of transformation. But they just couldn't find a way to get off. Decades later, hundreds of thousands of dollars later, they'd come to discover that no matter how much they tried to control themselves or change themselves, that actually it just wasn't working. That this wasn't a flaw in them. It was an error in the one who was perceiving them. A distortion in the individual who was telling them that they had to be different in order to live their lives. Impact saves you time. And allows you to get off the hamster wheel of becoming. So that you can finally just get on with living your life. All the information's on the website, panachesci.com. What else is going on? If you're on YouTube, hit the bell button and subscribe. What is wrong with you? Thanks for joining. The answer is nothing. Just testing. Nothing is the answer, people. Thanks for joining Call to Calm, Planet Earth's favorite way to start the day. We are live on Zoom every morning, absolutely free, and we have been for 1,311 days. In the event that you've found any value or any peace in your time with me, come on over. Imagine what would happen if you allowed yourself to accept yourself and embrace yourself every day. Wishing you all a fantastic Wednesday. Remember, being a human being has not gotten in the way of anything that was meant for you. Being a human being is not a limitation. Thinking thoughts and having feelings, they're not getting in the way of anything. Being in a body, having your physical experience is not getting in the way of anything. To be human is not to be limited. To be human is to make everything possible. Sending you all my love. And thanks for taking the time out of your day to be here. I'll be here tomorrow on Zoom. If you can't make the group alignment session, don't worry. There'll be another Call to Calm tomorrow and on Friday. And also, if for some reason you can't make the group alignment session today, just know that we'll be exploring your relationship with the collective on Sunday and how you can remain free of the influence of what everyone else in your life is going through. Super excited. So, send you all my love. Thanks for being in my life. And the next time somebody tells you that you have to change in order to get ahead, just smile at them. Because all they're doing is letting you know that they're ignorant of who they truly are. And they don't know why they're really here. Be well. Bye-bye. Take care. Love you all. Hit the bell button. Subscribe on YouTube. Spread the word. The age of working on yourself is over. Being a human being cannot get in the way of what is meant for you. In fact, being the way you are is what makes all of those things possible.